The following tutorial is brought to you by WholeLoops.com.
It's production time. I'm Reid Stefan, realest puppet in the game. Today, we're going to make our own 808s using Serum. I've created a hip-hop beat using a loop from Raw Hits 2, two sounds from Hot Tropics, and a ride cymbal from Raw Hits 2. I'll show you the example, and then I'll show you how I made the 808 in Serum. You get the idea. So let's start out by deleting this channel. We're going to start from a blank one, put it at the top. Let's load up Serum. Very first thing we're going to do, change this to a sine wave. Next thing we're going to do, turn our sustain all the way off. We can bump this up a little bit, bump this up a little bit, and that's all we really need to do here. Maybe bump this up a little bit too, actually. Next thing we're going to do is over in LFO1, we're going to make this kind of shaped like a kick drum too. This is going to be the envelope that controls the pitch of our kick. Switch this to envelope. That way it doesn't loop, it just triggers once when we hit every note. And then we're going to drag this up here onto these two dashed lines, which is our coarse pitch. We're going to go into our matrix. We want this to be at about 19 where it's at, and we also want this to be set to the right only. Now we can hear our pitch is kind of being affected by the curve that we set up here. So we can edit this curve, maybe make it a little quicker. I'm actually going to move this octave down one so I don't have to play it so low on my keyboard. It's already sounding pretty good. We're not quite there. We're going to do another LFO on the level of our sine wave. This will make the attack a little bit more attacky. Yes, attacky is a word. We're also going to drop this on the wavetable position. This is going to bend our sine wave a little bit to make it sound a little bit more distorted, and we're actually going to flip this backwards because we want it to start out with no distortion and just have distortion towards the tail. That helps it be a little bit more gritty. Let's also turn on mono, that way we don't accidentally overlap. And we can turn on our pitch bend to octaves, up and down.
Are you a music producer looking to create the next Spotify smash? Do you want DJs and record labels begging for your exclusives? Are you ready for the most comprehensive collection of organic samples? Introducing Raw Hits 2, the sequel to our best-selling product featuring over 500 more samples, one-shots, loops, and blazing hot ingredients for your music productions. Raw Hits 2 is available now only at WholeLoops.com.
And let's also turn on a filter. Let's have our filter move to LFO1, and let's give it a little drive. This thing's sounding pretty meaty already. You can really control the maybe we don't want it to go straight down to the note. We want it to kind of pitch bend down a little bit slower. Gives it kind of a little bit more character. I always keep this kind of against the top left corner or somewhere below that, depending on how much attack I want it to have. And that's pretty much all we're going to be doing here in Serum. You can always automate the envelopes to kind of your desired shape, or maybe you want a real long release. Maybe you want somewhere in the middle, but super clean. And if you don't want it to be super clean and you want it to be filthy and disrespectful to your listeners, you can load up the Camel Crusher on it and ease off that one a little bit, ease off this a little bit. just disrespectful. No respect for noise ordinances. No respect for subwoofers. It's just right there. We can close the filter on this now that we have some distortion. Maybe bump it up a little bit more. Or maybe we can just change that closer just to a clean sine wave. As you can see, these little controls make a huge difference and allow you to fine tune and dial in your 808. But now that we have our sound set up, let's record some MIDI notes. Let's make that our loop. Command J to cut off that extra piece. Let's double click it. Close our synth and our camel crusher. Little quantize action. Whoops. Let's slip these over. Let's go into our pitch bend, and we can do that pitch bend effect that we had in the demonstration. Let's do one right here too. But yeah, you can really get maybe hold Option and do a little curve, make it a little bit more subtle. But this is really where you can kind of choose what sounds good to you. Oh, let's also turn this loop on. That way it don't stop rocking. Maybe we push that one up an octave. So that's my Serum 808. This is my favorite because you can get it so clean or so dirty or anywhere in between. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you to those who turned on notifications for my channel. Thank you to those who left me a comment or a thumbs up. I appreciate you. Peace out.